Hello, this is Terrell Pauly with Learn Healthcare IT, and I'm coming from you live from New York City. What I wanted to touch on briefly is just the amount of knowledge and experience that I was able to gain this week from working with a couple of coworkers, in particular, that I want to just to kind of point out. And I want to point out these things just because when you're in a space that you enjoy, what you enjoy, you're in a space that you enjoy doing, you have fun in it, and you just get to, when you get to bounce off knowledge from different coworkers who just has a vast amount of experience and knowledge. I mean, I just think it's a beautiful thing. And that's what I was able to experience this week. So, I'm actually out of town this week at a site to where we had to, do some take a site. They started to use our system for the first time. And but I was actually working with a couple of coworkers. And by the way, I hope it's not too bright for you guys when you're watching this video. But that's not as long as you can see my face. I mean, you can't really see my shirt, but I'm not wearing anything special on the shirt. It's just a regular shirt. I'm just wanted to. Hopefully, it's not too bright for you guys. But I just wanted to point out my experience with working with these coworkers because it's really important, right? It's really important as you're looking to start your career, as you're trying to get started in healthcare IT. It's important to be able to, one of the things to be able to, you're getting started. You're going to be the new person that's going to be on the that's coming on. You're going to have your background to which if you're actually trying to learn these things on how to get started. I have some courses. I'll talk about that later. But once you're you're the new person, you're the new guy, you're the new woman that comes on. It's always beautiful when you'll be able to work with other experienced people, because I believe that's one of the best ways in order to get trained, in order to get up to speed, is to work with people, shadow with somebody else who's already done it, who already knows what you're just getting into. So for me, I speak to that because it was like I worked with one coworker in particular that I'm going to talk about two people. So the first one was a coworker who's been with this particular company where I'm at now for at least 15 years. I want to say maybe not 20, but at least 15 years. And this guy's technical, right? This guy is very, very technical. I mean, he's super. He knows his stuff. And so when I say like what I'm experienced, like what I do, I know my I'm experienced. But your teachers can have teachers, right? If somebody tells you that, if somebody comes and tells you that they don't have anybody, they're experienced what they do, they're a subject matter expert in what they do, and they say that they don't have any teachers or they don't learn from anybody else from that's kind of it's I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Because you can always, even though you're a master of something, you're a subject matter expert, you can always learn something from somebody else. So you're going to always be learning. Just remember that you're always going to be learning something new. So even though I have experience and I know what I do, I mean, you're talking about somebody who has been has a particular skill set with the company and what they do in the area, like within the PACS area. Let's talk about PACS. PACS. I've been PACS within the company is different from PACS in general, just in general, because you're going to have with every company, you're going to have company specific tools and applications and programs that you have to learn and know and become accustomed with. So just getting with this one coworker, at least 15 years, and it's just being able to and he's very forthgiving with like knowledge. He's not like one of these. If you come across coworkers or people who don't want to give knowledge and they want to just hoard it and keep it all to themselves, and those are not people that you want to work with. You don't want to really do business with, because people like that have like a scarcity mindset, that they afraid that if they teach you what they know, then they may be out of a job or something like that. Those are people that you kind of want to stay away from. So this one employee, this one coworker, I mean, he's very forthgiving with knowledge, and it's just a joy to be able to work with someone like this, somebody like that just knows the product so well. Because, if you're working on a product for 15 years, you're going to know, you should know the ins and outs, the ups and downs, almost to the point to where maybe you're writing the code itself up until that point, right? You're actually doing the programming for the actual code. So, so it was a very joy. I was very excited to be able to work with this employee again. And just to be able to bounce knowledge and situations and problems off of them. And it was just a great experience. Now, the second coworker I want to talk about is actually specialty. It's special that because this coworker is actually from the research and development team, from R&D. So he's actually a part of the team that actually writes the code, right, for the actual products. And you can just imagine that just being able to be person to person with this resource, this R&D resource, that you'll be able to, you can just know little intricacies and ins and outs of the pieces of the product that you might not even know. It might not, and maybe not even the guy who's been in it for 15 years, the other coworker, but he probably does. But in addition to having like an R&D resource, you kind of have, with having that resource there on site, you kind of have access to other, like R&D development team, so to speak, because he can actually reach out directly to R&D. He can actually get them on the phone. He can actually, talk to them. He can actually get, issues escalated and resolved more quickly because he is a part of R&D. So he is a pipeline directly to R&D. And so just having that resource as well, just a major benefit, just major. So this whole conversation that I wanted to get across was, it kind of circles around, just kind of comes back to just knowing that, if you're trying to get started in healthcare IT, just knowing that when you have a resource, you have resources. When you get started, you want to have somebody that you can, the best type of job that you have is when you're shadowing somebody. So in my opinion, this is the way that I learn, is to not, is to be able to shadow somebody. Like you can have the theory, you can write down notes, you can have all the theory-based knowledge, but you have to be able to, you got to be able to do it. You got to be able to apply that theory, right? So, and how you're gonna, and when you're dealing with certain healthcare systems, you have to be in it, because you're not going to get everything right away. It's going to take some time. It's going to take time. You're not going to be able to become, you're all set and you're good to go in in 2 weeks. It's going to take time. So when you'll be able to, when you have a certain amount of time allocated, when a company sets aside a certain amount of time allocated to be able to, allow you to shadow an experienced employee, that's extremely beneficial. So that's the best type of job that you want that you want to get into, the best type, best type of company that you want to get started working for. I'd say, just and try to have somebody that you're, shadow somebody that's experienced, and if they're forthgiving with their knowledge, with their skill set. I mean, so you give freely giving and knowledgeable. You combine those two together. I mean, and then you can learn a vast amount of information, knowledge that could come to you. And so it's not going to come overnight, but it's something that that's the way that I believe that it's one of the best ways to learn and become familiar within the healthcare IT space. I know for sure. So, I mean, so if you're looking to, if you're trying to get in the healthcare IT space, that's one of the best ways to do it. So I wanted just to get across, this video here with my experience working with these couple of coworkers who have the knowledge, extreme knowledge, and who are extremely forthgiving, freely giving with their knowledge. I mean, it was just a wonderful experience. I'm grateful, I'm proud, I'm blessed to be able to have that experience, right? And so I wanted to touch bases on that. And so in addition to that, so if you're trying to get into the healthcare IT space, trying to get started, up and running, this is how I can help you. This is how I can help you to get in, to get started, to get in, to help you learn what you need to learn what you need to learn, right? You want to be you want to have, like I just mentioned, somebody who's experienced. I'm experienced because I've been in the space as a whole now for over 13 years. So I have experience. I know this field, right? And at the same token, I'm somebody I'm teaching. So I'm a person that's freely giving of information. And that's what you want to have when you're trying to learn from somebody. So if you're actually interested in getting started, if you haven't already taken the free course that I have on how to get started in healthcare IT, you can actually head on over to starthealthcareIT.com. That's starthealthcareIT.com. That's a free course that lets you know how you can get started, what you need to learn, what you need to know, gives you the theory, gives you lays out theory, lays out the, again, you can't only have theory. You need to actually put it in the application. So you need a theory and the application. So the free course tells you the theory, tells you the application, what the application is, and how to get started. If you're already taking the free course, you can actually head on over to learnhealthcareIT.com. That's learnhealthcareIT.com, and that goes into more in depth. That gives you that gives you the actual application, because I'm actually going over the applications and the systems that what you need to learn, and how you can do it, and how you set it up on your own laptops and desktops, and how you familiarize yourself. How to, you can look at me as you're shadowing me, so to speak, right? And that's one of the ways that how you can get started in this field. So just wanted to touch bases on those two employees. I mean those two coworkers. It was just great experience. I'll tell you, I really do enjoy working with them every chance I get. It's just it was very very helpful, very beneficial. So I mean, if you're excited about healthcare IT like I am, I mean, you have to be. I mean, you don't have to be, but you can. It helps, in my opinion, when you enjoy what you do. It just makes things just so much easier to do it. Right? It just makes it so much easier to do it. So I enjoy what I do. So I enjoy being in the, working on PACS and being in healthcare IT, and then so when I get to work with other coworkers who are, have more experience, within a certain subject than I do, to be able to bounce off knowledge of ideas off one another. It's just beautiful. So again, I'm gonna wrap things up here. So I hope that this video was beneficial to someone that and hope that you guys have. Again, my name is Terrell Pauly from LearnHealthCareIT.com. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Take care.